Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have another crazy current event story for you guys, and this is a story that a lot of people have been requesting that I cover, and this is from Oakville News. This happened in Oakville, Toronto, in Canada, and I'll link the article down below. Woman arrested after Oakville crime spree. Halton Regional Police Service at HRPS have arrested an Oakville woman now wanted for 18 counts of 9 different crimes she had been charged with, having committed since Christmas Eve. Between December 24th, 2020 and January 23, 2021, the HRPS responded to the following occurrences involving the same female suspect. December 24th, theft of approximately $66,000 worth of computer equipment and accessories from Rockstar Games in Oakville. And, this has been going on for over a month, so for over a month now, they haven't caught her until now. So that is the most noticeable crime here, the theft of $66,000 worth of computer equipment and accessories from Rockstar Games in Oakville. Now, it's unclear exactly how she got into Rockstar Games. That part is not clear. Rockstar Games most likely has cameras. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, so that's probably the reason that she targeted Rockstar. Now, the $66,000 worth of computer equipment, I have no idea how she managed to get that out without getting caught, how she managed to steal that much without getting caught, but one other article said that she was stealing packages, so maybe she was waiting for some kind of delivery, and then she stole from that delivery, but it's still unclear exactly how she would take all of that and get that out of the area without getting caught. That's what I find kind of strange about this story. Rockstar hasn't commented on it. And the thing is, though, is I've noticed that there's people that are confused between the difference between theft and robbery. There's people that are calling this a robbery. This is not a robbery, at least not technically. Not unless there is an actual physical person there present that witnesses it. Now, the difference between a robbery and a theft, a lot of people get this confused. Robbery requires some form of intimidation. So basically, robbery requires another person to be present there. So if somebody, like breaks into a house and then threatens somebody like with a gun or a knife, that is a robbery because there's another person there. That's more serious than a theft. Now, if somebody breaks into a house and there's nobody there and they just steal a bunch of stuff, that's theft and burglary. So that's the difference between a robbery and a theft, just so people understand. Theft is when there's no people there present, she just steals and just leaves. Robbery is when there's another person there present and there's physical intimidation required. It's the more serious offense. So this has been going on for a month now, and we move on to January 20th. It says January 20, 2021, and January 23rd, 2021, theft of mail from a community mailbox on Pearson Drive in Oakville. So she stole mail from a community mailbox for 3 days. It's kind of strange. Who steals mail? That's just weird. What exactly is she stealing? Is she stealing like packages? Is she stealing packages that are being like delivered from Amazon? Because that is pretty common, where people will actually steal packages, but we don't know exactly what they mean by mail. This could have been just envelopes, or this could have been, actual boxes of stuff. That is unclear here. January 22nd, 2021. Theft of jacket containing keys for a Kia Rondo vehicle from a dental office on Trafalgar Road in Oakville. The suspect then stole the vehicle, which was parked in the parking lot. The stolen vehicle has since been recovered. Now, this is probably where they caught her from on this part here, because dental office, this is most likely going to have cameras, especially in the lobby, especially in the place where people hang their jackets. This place is going to have cameras. And when she steals the car, the police probably put an APB on the car, which is an all points bulletin or a bolo. Be on the lookout. So when a car is stolen, the police will then be on the lookout for that car. They'll talk to all the units in the area and they'll say, hey, this car was stolen. This is the make of the car. This is the license plate. But criminals, oftentimes, they'll change the license plates on vehicles. So cops don't just go by license plates. They'll also be told to look at other specific features on the car. They'll obviously know the make and model of the car, but they'll be told about specific paint jobs. So if the car is a unique paint that's different from others, they will be on the lookout for it. If the car, for example, has a bunch of scratches or some other damage, maybe a missing taillight, police are going to be specifically on the lookout for that. So she was most likely driving around this car. That's probably one of the ways that she was caught. Now, this story does not reveal exactly how she was caught. She's just caught. That's the only thing that's known. But that's a speculation, one way that she could have been caught. Now, January 22nd, the same day, theft of an iPhone from Longo's on Trafalgar Road in Oakville, and subsequent use of the Apple Pay function to complete 2 fraudulent purchases. Now, notice that both of these were on the exact same road. So this happened the same day, like it happened, like it says here. But theft of an iPhone and subsequent use of the Apple Pay function to complete 2 fraudulent purchases. So this person most likely did not have a password on their iPhone. That's how she probably got into it and committed 2 fraudulent purchases. So with the fraudulent purchases, she probably used the credit cards that were possibly on the phone. And the thing is, though, is that a lot of criminals, they're really stupid, because oftentimes when they steal a credit card, they will just go to stores, different stores, and they'll just start using it. And the thing is that police oftentimes will track the credit cards. They'll tell the person, the victim, not to cancel the credit card. And what will happen is they'll actually track exactly where the credit card purchases will be made. Then they'll go to that specific store. They'll look at the camera on seeing who's making those purchases exactly. And that's possibly one way that they found her. But if she was using it through, Apple Pay, if she was just using a credit card for Apple Pay, that might be a little bit more difficult to track. January 23rd, 2021, theft of a jacket and backpack from an underground parking lot on Oak Park Boulevard in Oakville. And there's something very similar that I've noticed about all of these thefts. And do you know what that is? Every single one of them are in Oakville. Every single one. Do you know what that tells me? That tells me that most likely this person is a local. This person lives in this neighborhood. Because criminals oftentimes, when they commit crimes like theft or robbery, they will target their specific neighborhood because they know that neighborhood well. They're familiar with the layout. They know where certain locations are in the neighborhood, and they feel comfortable in that neighborhood. That's why they hit that neighborhood. And you see right here down at the bottom, it says the woman was arrested in a townhome in Oakville. So no surprise there. She's from the same neighborhood that she was committing thefts in. So with the cameras that caught her, the credit card purchases, the car, they also might have tracked the phone itself, because cops might have actually pinged the cell phone towers. And when they'll ping the cell phone towers, if the cell phone is off, they can't ping it, obviously, but if the cell phone is on, they can ping it. And what will happen then is that it'll give them a general idea of the vicinity that a person is in. It won't tell them exactly, it's not pinpoint, but it'll tell them the general vicinity. So let's see here. Let's look at all the crimes that she has been accused of. This 30-year-old female Oakville suspect has been charged with the following: theft over $5,000, possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000, trafficking property obtained by crime, possession of property obtained by crime under $5,000, theft under $5,000, theft of motor vehicle, fraudulent use of credit card, 2 counts, failed to comply with probation. So she was already on probation, so she is now going to spend a lot of time in prison for this, violating her probation and committing several crimes for it, and mischief under $5,000. And like I said, the reason that robbery isn't listed here is because there was no other physical person present. It was just her stealing stuff and just making off with it. But she's gonna face several charges now for this. She was held in custody following pending a bail hearing. Anyone with information in regards to any of these occurrences. Okay, and that's information about that. But like I said, she's probably going to face a lot of time in prison for this. And Rockstar, they're especially silent on a lot of this stuff, and especially going to be silent on this. They're not going to, I don't think Rockstar's going to comment exactly what happened here. Rockstar got most of their equipment back. Now, for people that are speculating that, she was trying to steal like a new game or something like that, no, that's not the case here. She simply most likely knew what Rockstar Games was. She knew that it's a very popular company. She knew that the company makes a lot of money, and she was probably trying to see exactly what she could steal. But the thing about that is that even if they didn't track her, with the cameras, another way that I say that she could have possibly been caught is she could have possibly been trying to sell some of this stuff to pawn shops. And that's another way that criminals are idiots, because what criminals will do when they have stolen stuff, especially like, computer parts like this, $66,000, if it's a special delivery to Rockstar Games on specific computer equipment, that stuff is going to be unique, especially to that company. And Rockstar, even though they haven't commented on it, I guarantee you they've talked to the police. So they've been interviewed about this, they've been interviewed by detectives, and they probably gave them an exact list of what was stolen. This specific computer part, this was stolen, this is the make and model of this part, this was new. And what's going to happen is that this idiotic woman could have also taken that stuff to a pawn shop. So she could have taken that to a pawn shop and been like, oh, here's all this computer equipment, what will you give me for this? And the person at the pawn shop either bought it or might have gotten suspicious, because pawn shops You know, I don't know in Canada, but Canada is probably the same thing. At least in the US, pretty much every place, pawn shops have to have specific police reports on every single item. So every single item is documented, and a lot of times the police computers network will actually be hooked into the pawn shop's network, so they can get a hit on an item that was stolen. So that's how a lot of criminals that commit thefts and robberies, especially on like stuff they try to sell it to the pawn shop, that's how they're caught, because the pawn shop will report it immediately to the police. The police can just check the local pawn shops. They figure that she's possibly a local in the area, and that's most likely how they caught her. But you know, stupid person here, idiot. You know, now she's gonna face several years in prison for this. And like I said, this stuff, you know, isn't really going to have that much of an effect on Rockstar games. The person got arrested. The Rockstar is going to get all of their equipment back. I doubt that this had anything to do with video game, any of that, with a new game, none of that. It was just simply somebody trying to make a bunch of money illegally, trying to steal a bunch of stuff, and now she's going to suffer the consequences for it. What an idiot. But let me know what you guys think down below of this story. I haven't heard something like this in a long time, especially in a video game developer, and I'm still puzzled exactly on how she managed to steal $66,000, because there's something not right in this story. I just don't understand how she managed to do that. How did she manage to steal $66,000 worth of computer equipment from Rockstar, and that nobody noticed this? I mean, that would have taken some time to, you know, load all that stuff, take all that stuff. How she got away with that, I don't know exactly. But now a month later, she's been caught, and just like Rockstar's secretive, they didn't report on this a month ago. This has just been reported now. So let me know what you guys think down below of this story. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, and if you're new to my channel, enjoy my content, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.